Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask the Gov. The governor is on a trade mission in Brazil, so I have the opportunity to participate in this week's Ask the Gov. Let's take a look at the first question. Our first question comes from Carl via email, and Carl asks, if a farmer does not have crop insurance, what kind of assistance would be available, and where can we go for up-to-date information? Well, Carl, that's an extremely timely question, and we appreciate the opportunity to answer that, and really appreciate you asking the question. We're trying to be kind of a one-stop shop, so one of the places that you can go to get the most up-to-date and current information is on the governor and my website. We have a link there that will have all the pertinent drought information, the drought map, any new legislation that's come through, kind of an update of where we're at, contact information. Actually, 90% of the producers are covered, do have crop insurance. If you happen to be an individual that doesn't have crop insurance, we also have a program that's called the Beginning Farmers Program. The name is a little bit misleading. It's not really dependent on age. It's dependent on the farmer's net worth. So it's available at the Iowa Department of Agriculture is where you can go to find the information on how you can access them to see if you would qualify for a low interest loan. We'll also try to post that information on our website on that same drought page. But 90% of the people are covered by federal crop insurance. We will continue to monitor the situation. In addition to that, the governor's office put together a working group last September to really be proactive in monitoring the drought situation as it was coming up and as we move through it. We also, beginning this week, will be holding weekly conference calls with commodity groups and various agencies within the administration, again, so we can get up-to-date feedback, we can have on-the-ground information, and so we know that when we're making decisions or we're trying to facilitate through the process that we have the most up-to-date information so that we're making very timely and informed decisions moving forward. So again, please go to the governor or my website, and there should be a link for drought conditions and basically a one-stop shop. And if you see something there or you don't see something there that you think we should address, be sure and contact our office and let us know. Our second question comes from Cody via Twitter. And Cody asked, what are your plans to create jobs and cut taxes for Iowans in the remainder of your term? Well, first of all, we've brought stability and really put fiscal responsibility back in the state budget. We did that in year one, eliminated a $900 million deficit, put together a 2-year budget, a 5-year projected budget that each year spends less than it takes in, ended the use of one-time money for ongoing expenses, and really made the tough decisions that needed to be made so that we have a balanced budget, our cash reserves are full, and we have a little bit of a surplus. And we believe, because of those decisions that were made, Iowa really is in a great spot to recognize some significant economic growth over the next 10 years. We will continue moving into the next 2 legislative sessions to make sure that we will continue to work to reduce taxes. We worked very hard at reducing the commercial property tax, which is 3rd highest in the nation, and we believe a barrier to business expanding and growing and locating within the state of Iowa. So that continues to be one of our #1 priorities, as well as looking and making sure that we have a regulatory climate that's conducive to job growth within the state of Iowa. Another one of our priorities is education. So we took a small step last year, but we believe it was a good step, and we'll be back this year with very focused educational legislation that will help restore Iowa's leadership position in education. I'm extremely excited about co-chairing the STEM Advisory Committee that the governor implemented a year ago. It's Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. I co-chair that advisory council with University of Northern Iowa President Ben Allen. We've made some significant progress in just a year. We've divided the state into 6 regions. We've identified regional hubs and managers, outstanding STEM programs that have shown that they have provided results that we're looking for and that they're scalable. So we will be working on getting those programs to each one of the STEM hubs so that they can disseminate them within their region. And our overarching goal is to increase student interest and achievement in STEM, to map our STEM initiatives to economic development so that we can make sure and ensure businesses that we have a workforce available, ready to meet their needs, a skilled workforce ready to meet their needs, as well as making sure that a student, no matter where they live in Iowa, has access to these great programs. We have some phenomenal programs out there right now, but it really depends on where you live, whether you have access to them. So we want to make sure that as our students graduate from high school, that they're either career or college ready, and they are ready to compete in the global economy that we live in today. So we are going to continue to work hard to reduce the taxes, regulatory environment, make Iowa the healthiest state in the nation, so that'll be another tool that we'll have in our toolbox to encourage businesses to locate and expand in Iowa. And our third question comes from Chad via Facebook, and Chad asked, we are forgotten by the governor's office. Sioux City needs help with jobs and growth potential. What can you do? Well, one of the things that the governor and I both do and made a commitment to when we were running for office was that we would travel to every county each year, all 99 counties. And we did that during the campaign, and we've done that. We did that the first year. We're in the process right now of traveling to all 99 counties. And so it's a really beneficial for us because it gives us an opportunity to be in the communities, to talk with business, to talk with innovators and schools and school boards and parents and employees, and see what are some of the issues they're dealing with, what we can do to help, kind of get a good sense of what the environment is. But overall, if we continue to look at the tax and the regulatory environment to make sure that we are putting a foundation together where small business and entrepreneurs can do what they do best, and that's create jobs and grow the economy, that when we continue to set an environment that's conducive to that, then we'll see all areas of this state grow and not just pockets of the state of Iowa. So we're working hard. Debbie Durham, our Director of Economic Development, also is doing a phenomenal job of getting out in this state and meeting with chambers and economic development corporations all across the state of Iowa, not only looking at how they can support that county, but from a regional perspective also. So you've got a lot of people, a lot of boots on the ground that are diligently working day in and day out to not only market this state and bring more business to the state of Iowa, but also to create a stable and predictable environment where business feels confident about taking capital that they're setting on and reinvesting it in our economy and in areas just like Sioux City. So you have our word that we'll continue to do everything we can to make sure that every area in the state of Iowa continues to grow so we can keep our young people in the state and flourish and watch our economy grow. The fourth question comes from Jeff via Facebook, and Jeff asked, what's your favorite item on the menu at Redmond's and Osceola? Well, I don't get home very often anymore, but when I do, and Kevin and I have a chance to go out for dinner, and I go to Redmond's, probably my favorite food is if I'm going to be good and eat healthy like we should, if we're going to be the healthiest state in the nation, would be their grilled pork loin sandwich. It's very, very good. Either that, or I also just like the chef salad that they have. But probably the grilled pork loin at Redmond's is a must-have if you're in Osceola and you're eating at Redmond's. So thank you so much for the question.